What is going on, peeps? Welcome to another edition of Urban Franchise Entertainment Throwback Stories. Stories from the Hood Edition. Now, guys, I'm going to tell you guys one of the most popular stories I've told in the past, and people want it because you got to pay to see the original telling. And we've actually done a reenactment of this story. This kind of personifies Tony Montana to the degree how the story went. So we go back about 20 years. 20 years to the date, which is why I'm telling it. And I was chilling with that friend Kevin. And we were at Lita's, hanging out. This is where things are good between me and Lita. Great night, great vibe. Have a great time. I'm in a great mood. I'm not sober. I am on top of the world. I am on cloud 9. And we are leaving there, and I'm rolling with Kevin. As you guys know, Kevin's like a taller than me. You know, I'm 6'2", dude's like 6'4", looks athletic and whatnot. You know, he looks more black than I do. And we're walking through the Danforth. I don't know how we ended up there. We're by the online station, but we're on the Danforth walking home. And then as we're walking up, we get to where the night buses are. Kevin was always the guy who knew all the night buses somehow, but we're going to get home. Then we see this short, bald Spanish dude and a guy who's taller than both me and Kevin. Big guy, big, bulky guy walking up. And they ask us if we know where this place is. Now, in the retelling, we call it the Boom Boom Room, so I'm going to refer to it as the Boom Boom Room in the story. They ask us where, and I was like, nah, sorry, dude. Never heard of it. And the guy gets really pissed off, the short dude. Now, the big guy kind of looks like hesitant. He's unsure. He's kind of a bit scared. I don't know. He wasn't on the vibe, but the little short bald dude got pissed. I was like, don't fucking lie to me. My girl told me you came out of there. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, look, bro, I don't know. And the funny thing is he hypes up, he starts going off. Kevin legit runs away. His first reaction, and anyone looking at us, I'm 2 inches shorter, I'm the chubby one. You think that would be the one standing and blah, blah, blah. No. I'm the badass. That's why I'm the main character. He ran, and then my instant reaction is, who the fuck do you think you're talking to? I don't know who this guy is. Someone smaller than me. I go off on this dude. I was like, yo, bro, go back to the fucking Shire. I start calling him Frodo, saying all this shit, going back and forth. He gets all pissed off. He starts going off, saying blah, blah, blah. I know you guys are there, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna, blah, blah, blah. And like, when I start arguing back and cussing back at the dude, Kevin stopped and he comes back. He thought I would have ran away too. As I told you guys, Kevin and Bob weren't me. We should have been a unit, but the simple fact of the matter, these guys wanted to be hood. I grew up in the hood. I was usually around people older than me, so my vibe was different, and I ain't gonna tolerate disrespect, especially from someone shorter than me. I don't give a fuck if you're taller either. I'll fucking jump up and hit fillet you right in your fucking face and take you to Suplex City. But the guy was going off. I went back, and he was like, well, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna call my baby mother, and she's gonna come out here. And if she says you're the guys that own the club, I'm stabbing you both in the face. I was like, fuck you, nigga. And I was like, because, you know, the scars on my arm, I saw the scars. I ain't scared of no knife. I'm waiting here for my night bus, which comes every hour. Back then, night buses were every hour. This was 20 years ago, so not now. The TTC is a bit more cooler about that. But I was like, dude, don't even come at me with that energy. Like, really. Like, I'm not scared. You're so-called, this big dude here who I might have been scared of, which I wasn't. I wouldn't have been. But he's obviously kind of intimidated by the situation because he's not used to anyone talking back to this guy. So he's probably shocked. Like, I thought he was timid, but just like later in the story, I found out this dude's like the guy who legit runs the block. He was like one bad mama jamma. I should not have said what I said. But the simple fact of the matter is one thing is a fact. I'm a man. You ain't gonna come and disrespect me to my face and not get put in your place. And we went back and forth, me and this dude, and then his girl came. And when his girl came, she confirmed that we were not the guys who left the bar. And like, while waiting for the girl, he shows he had a gun. But the simple fact that did not stop me. I did not give a shit. Because he was within close enough range that if you even saw the hesitation of him growing to his waist, I would have just immediately tackled him and just ground and pounded. Unfortunately, I was with someone like Kevin who would have not done anything about the other guy, but my mind thinking I would ground and pound this guy, suplex, then jump up, suplex the other guy, I'll survive. Maybe it wouldn't have happened. Maybe I would have got shot. Maybe I would not be here right now. But the simple fact, I was not going to be disrespected. I am the main character. I am the urban franchise. I am Tony Montana. So even after seeing that piece on him, I kept going on. But once his girl came and she confirmed that we were not the guys, legitimate empathy. He felt that. But the simple fact of the matter, he said to me, I respect you because you were a man. You stood up for yourself and you didn't bitch out. You didn't whatever. You stood up for yourself. And he said he don't really see that nowadays. I'm guessing when you're someone at that level on a block and you're running things, not a lot of people talk back to you. I'm one of those guys who I always felt that I was the main character before being the main character was a thing. So I never saw anyone on the level to disrespect me. And he said, come with us. He told us to come with him to this place. At this time, I'm like 19. No, I'm like 20. No, I'm still 19, yeah. And I've never seen it after hours before. So I'm like, once we get in there, I see just bars, like 3:30 in the morning, people are in there, I could smoke, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like the whole vibe, he's buying us food, we get like wings and stuff, and I was just like, okay, blah, blah, blah. I asked him, can I smoke a joint in there? He said something I didn't understand back then. He said, I only do the coca because weed makes my eye bleed. I didn't understand that, but his boy, the tall guy, he smoked the joint with me. Kevin didn't, so the funny thing is, he didn't buy any drinks for Kevin. He only got drinks for me. Like, Kevin had to legit go and buy his own drinks. This dude, he was buying me drinks, he showed me that respect, we showed the vibe. Asked the guy for his number, and he told me straight up, I met you, I respect you, but after tonight, I don't ever want to fucking see you again. It was just a matter of one of those things where he was one of those guys who doesn't tolerate disrespect like myself. In any scenario, he would have just like shot me. But simple factor, because of how I carried myself, maybe if I acted like Kevin and like a bitch and we both ran, he would have just shot us both like nothing. But the fact that I stood there, I was a man, and I said, you ain't gonna disrespect me like this, and I got in dude's face. He showed me that respect. So we had a few drinks, and he says, okay, I'm gonna walk you back to where I met you. So we walk back, walks us to the bus stop, and he says, I brought you back to where I met you. I never want to see you again, but I want to make sure you get home safe because I respect you, and I don't meet a lot of people like this. Dude literally pulled out $200 out of his pocket, 200 cash, and gave it to me. Told me to take a cab. He called a cab. Literally back in those days, I was a hustler back then. So like $200 in my pocket was going a long way. So I literally took the cab about $10 away, got out, then jumped on the bus. But it was just like one of those things. It was like I was in a scenario where I easily could have got shot. I easily could have died. I could have got beat up, whatever the scenario could have been. But somehow that night ended with the person giving me $200 to get home. So I literally went home with $180 I didn't have. It was actually pretty cool. It was actually pretty awesome. It's just one of those things that always stood out to me about my youth, where I stay true to myself. I don't bow my head down. For a long time, for the last 2 years, 3 years, what am I saying? I've been doing that. I have not been holding my head up like I should. telling this story because I've literally have not been that guy in that story for a long time. But right now, for the first time in a long time, I am that guy. I am that guy. You guys love me. You guys support me. I'm coming out here. I'm doing my thing. And you guys are showing that love. Showing that support. Things I've shown you guys in the last 24 hours, you guys want is what I want as much as I overwhelm the numbers. Slaps up numbers, almost like 1 million. Never been there before. But I am going to take what I want. I became a person who just settled. I became just someone else, another face in the crowd. I forgot who the urban franchise, Tony Montana, is. And Peeps, don't doubt. Don't doubt. I'm back to take what's mine. I'm back to sit on that throne. I'm back to do everything I've ever said I told you guys I was going to do and more. I'm going to give you guys gold. I'm going to create awesomeness. And I'm going to be happy. But one thing that I have not been afforded in the past, but literally when everything you ever wanted is finally right in front of you, you're an idiot to waste time, and I have been for a while. Now that it's there, now that it's within my grasp, it's time to make it mine. And to make you guys happy, because I know you guys want it as much as me. So thank you guys for your continued support. Thank you so much for being loyal MFers, loyal Montana followers all this time, despite I was not me, despite it was a broken version. You enjoyed the broken brilliance, but now you got the urban franchise. So Peeps, as I've been saying, stay good, stay hood, and keep it.